Hello, television family. Good to see you again. Happy Tuesday, 25th day of August, 2020. 9 weeks to Election Day. Can't come soon enough for me. I'm Dan Kuntz. Beautiful morning. Gorgeous out there. The whole week is just going to be a 5-star kind of a week. Clear skies, 63 degrees. We'll be in the upper 80s again today, right around the 90-degree mark for most of the week, give or take a couple. Friday looks to be the warmest day of the week. Then we're going to cool down a skosh for the weekend, but no complaints at all for this late August weather. It's looking really nice indeed. It's just beautiful. The shadows are a little sharper. We're losing about 3 minutes of daylight a day this time of the year, but it's nice. It's really nice. Lots of stuff to get to today. A lot of news to get to. We'll get to the latest on the Palmer fire up near Oroville. Made some very good progress yesterday. It's mostly good news from up north, and those folks in that area continue to be in our thoughts. Plus sports, we're going to hear from Pete Carroll and Bruce Irvin as we talk Seahawks football. They have another one of those fake games. It's weird because there's going to be no preseason games at all, of course, this year. College has always done that. The NFL always has preseason games. Now they're not going to have preseason games in the NFL, but we'll preview what we can when we get to Seahawks. Everything else you're used to get your day going. We got an opinion from Mike Magnotti, the obscure holidays, some celebrity birthdays, and today in history. And since tomorrow is the first day of school for both the Wenatchee and Eastmont school districts and other school districts in our viewing area, we're going to replay the interview we did with Dr. Paul Gordon, the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. We had Paul on last week to give us the update as they're getting ready to launch online-only learning. And hopefully they'll be able to transition to a hybrid kind of a setup once we get to those magic COVID-19 numbers. And that reminds me, on tomorrow's show, for the first day of school, on Wednesday the 26th, we're going to have Dr. Garn Christensen on this program, the superintendent of the Eastmont School District. Looking forward to that. All right, 2 minutes after the hour. Let's do what we always do. Let's see what's happening. Oh, we got it zoomed back a little bit. Our cross camera, which always begins our tour, our festivities, if you will, is zoomed back and tilted up a little bit so we can see all that beautiful blue sky as the sun begins to bathe the foothills of the valley. It's just a beautiful morning. Just about as nice as you can imagine. A little chill in the air, but again, we're closer to September than we are to August, and that's to be expected. But it's just gorgeous. Not a cloud to be had in the Wenatchee Valley. It's going to be dry and warm all this week and right on into the weekend. Camera 2, of course, from this point forward, Megan throws up an image, and I have to guess what it is. That looks to be, I'm going to say, the monitor camera. That's the Apple Andes camera pointed towards the Wenatchee Valley. I call it the monitor camera because what we're looking at mostly is the beautiful town of Monitor, Washington, with all the orchards hanging around there. Wenatchee's tucked behind the foothills there. That's the Horse Lake Trail Preserve up near the top of your screen. Beautiful view there. Good work, Megan. I like that. And look how the sun is just peeking right through that little gap in the foothills closer to the Wenatchee Valley, looking down over US 2 and US 97, that ribbon of highway. That's one of the lifebloods of our area. That's a cool view from there. I could look at that all day. I think I will. Nah, I can't. I got a show to do. Camera 3. It's off to Waterville, Megan. Yay, hey, Waterville. Well, that's not Waterville. It's the Columbia River. It's Lake Antiad. It's Earthquake Point is what we're looking at, but the camera is up on the Waterville area. Beautiful view up there. We understand there was some sort of a power outage in the Badger Mountain area. A car hit a pole or something along those lines. Trying to get some more information on that. It broke out. A little brush fire broke out, and it caused a power outage. This happened, I think, about 10 o'clock or so last night. See if I can get more information on that, but a great view there, looking down on the Columbia from our Waterville camera. That's way up in elevation. Boy, on a clear day, you can see forever, as Robert Goulet once sang. Camera 4. It's off to Lake Wenatchee. That's just a stunning view. I don't know, it's funny because I'm so familiar with the Lake Wenatchee area. I actually don't know where that camera's located. Yeah, I see Megan's talking to me in the IFP. That's a cool view. And you can see almost the entire Lake Wenatchee area. Really, really nice down there. Cater Glen Golf and Ski Resort is at the bottom of your screen in the shadow there. Of course, the Little Wenatchee River and the White River up top empties in, forms Lake Wenatchee with lots of little creeks and streams that feed into Lake Wenatchee, which eventually becomes the Wenatchee River, which eventually flows into the Columbia River, which eventually flows into the Pacific Ocean, which doesn't flow anywhere. Great stuff there. Good work, Megan, on this Tuesday morning. One quick slide to show for you. It's basically your high temperatures for the rest of the week and really right into the weekend. As you can see, the cool down happens on Sunday, but outside of that, we're looking good. Take a look at where you live. Wenatchee's in red. Moses Lake, you're in orange, yellowish, so to speak. So just very pleasant, very nice indeed. Sunny, warm, nice light breeze. Temperatures slightly above average. For the record, by the way, yesterday's high was 88 degrees, or normal high for this time of the year would be 84. And our sunrise this morning was at 6:11. Sunset, 7:53. That means 13 hours and 42 minutes of daylight. As I mentioned already, we're losing about 3 minutes of daylight each day, but I have no complaints about that weather forecast. Maybe a skosh on the windy side over the weekend. I think we're going to be okay. Most of the winds will be out in the Columbia Basin to the north of us, but that is just looking nice indeed. Oh my. The golf course beckons. It's hard to stay inside when the weather is this nice. We have to grab onto these days and hold on to these days because it'll be January and February before you know it. Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives your home a hug, and here's your forecast. We're looking at a high of about 86 today. Just a little bit cooler than yesterday because it is cooler right now. It's only 63, so we're a couple of degrees below where we were yesterday at this time. But we'll warm up to a very pleasant 86 degrees, 58 for the overnight low tonight. We do 88 on Wednesday, right around 87 or 88 on Thursday. Overnight lows hovering right around that 60-degree mark, a little bit cooler for the overnight lows. That's why it's going to be a little bit cooler for the afternoon highs. But still, all of these temperatures are above normal. Friday, the warmest day of the week with a high of about 90. And then Saturday, we cool down to 86 and slightly below normal on Sunday and Monday. So temperatures are going to cool down just in time for the weekend. But the sun is going to be prevalent all week long. There's really nothing out there. There is a ridge of high pressure, but it's not very strong. But the thing is that there's nothing out there to knock it out of alignment. So that's what we get. That's what we call boring weather, and if that's boring weather, I'm all for that. There you go. Get out and enjoy. Of course, if you go out and about, wherever you do, take us along because we're portable. Yeah, you can watch us. We got a stream going. 7 minutes after the hour, going to take a break. When we come back, we got your Tuesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
I have fiber at home because it allows me to do a great job in my profession. It allows me to learn things that I need to learn at home. It allows my kids to hopefully one day be able to be educated because of what they learned online and what they learned from their teachers. And it allows us to have fun too as a family. And we're able to do a lot of things because of fiber internet. I'm Rudy, and my family learns with fiber.
How much are you paying for adult, family, or assisted living? Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers one-bedroom apartments for one affordable price. Their rates are all-inclusive. No nickel or diming or sudden increases, just one set price. You or your loved one will receive good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Stop on by for a tour to see if the Epladolin family is the right choice for you.
Family-owned and operated Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care.
9 minutes after the hour, bountiful sunshine, 63 degrees, right around 87, 88 today. We'll be hovering right around the upper 80s to just about 90 for most of this week, cooling down a little bit over the weekend, but absolutely gorgeous weather. And here are your headlines on this Tuesday. Firefighters working on the Palmer fires southwest of Oroville report that significant progress was made on Monday. The week-old fire grew by just 197 acres. It's now 18,077 acres, and nearly half of the fire's perimeter is now contained. Most of the burnout operations yesterday concentrated around the town of Loomis to the south and Bullfrog Mountain to the north. That's a time-lapse video that was shot by Brandon Hughes, and it shows how firefighters are working with area ranchers to protect grazing land in the area. There have been no changes to the already ordered evacuation areas. 89 more personnel have been added to help fight the fire. That brings that total to 606 folks on the front lines. Officials say the weather is favorable for more aggressive suppression today. There will be a virtual public meeting, by the way, hosted by the Okanagan County Emergency Management Team. It'll be on their Facebook page, and you can watch that tonight at 6 o'clock. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife have banned target shooting statewide to help prevent wildfires. The announcement on Friday came less than a week after the State Department of Natural Resources restricted target shooting on its lands. Shooting creates a greater risk in hot, dry conditions, and bullets can cause sparks or break into fragments in dry grass. Fire danger in most of eastern Washington is rated as high or extremely high. Now, the ban doesn't apply to legal hunting, but it's likely to remain in place on Fish and Wildlife's 1 million acres of managed land until the wildfire risks decline. The 19-year-old woman who tagged Methow Park with gang graffiti and stabbed another woman in a gang-related incident earned 12 months in jail. Last week, Taylor Nicole Henderson pled guilty to second-degree assault in the May 3rd stabbing and to malicious mischief for defacing the park bathrooms and other property back in February. She had no prior adult convictions. Police say Henderson and Justino Omar Brito were caught on video tagging the park bathrooms with gang graffiti. Brito was sentenced in June to 9 months in jail. A suspect reportedly rammed a Grant County deputy's patrol car, then led deputies in a high-speed chase through Moses Lake on Saturday morning. The sheriff's office said Jeremy J. Gilbert, 33 years old, he was asleep in his car about 8:30 in the morning on Eagle Drive, and that's when deputies responded to a report of a vehicle blocking a driveway. Now, when deputies woke him up, they said Gilbert started the car, rammed a patrol car several times, and then took off. A deputy performed a pit maneuver, forcing Gilbert's car to spin out on Broadway Avenue near Gibby Road. After Gilbert refused to get out of the car, Moses Lake police broke out the driver's side window and he was pulled from the vehicle. Gilbert treated for minor injuries and then booked into the Grant County Jail on charges of attempting to elude police, a felon in possession of a firearm, second-degree malicious mischief, and second-degree assault. And it turns out hiding in a trash can, not a good strategy for eluding a determined police dog. Canine Hawk of the Grant County Sheriff's Office pursued Lemaire Shadid Wynn after the wanted felon ran from a traffic stop in the Larson community of Moses Lake. This happened on Sunday morning. Wynn apparently jumped into a trash can, but Hawk was not fooled. Wynn had to be treated for wounds from the encounter before he was booked into the Grant County Jail. That's a quick look at your Tuesday morning headlines. On this 25th day of August, and we will have another newscast. It's very well watched. People really seem to enjoy our newscast, and that's good because we put a lot of effort into it. Eric Granstrom at the sports desk and Grant Olson at the anchor chair with a preview of tonight's news. Here's the man himself.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, another victim of COVID-19 as the Leavenworth Chamber of Commerce announced they're canceling this year's Christmas Lighting Festival. All of your warmer than normal North Central Washington weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will have more from Seahawks training camp, and he'll have a look at the upcoming 3-game series between the Mariners and the Padres. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. You got a news tip? You want to drop us a line and say hi? Drop us a note. We'd love to hear from you. Email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. That's our email address. If you go to our Facebook page, we'd appreciate it if you gave us one of them, or one of them. I can't remember which one it is. And drop us a note via Facebook Messenger, or if you go to our website, ncwlife.com, our homepage. First of all, you want to bookmark it because we populate it all the time. And there's a contact us icon on that website, ncwlife.com, for you to drop us a note if you prefer to use the World Wide Web, and most of us do. 14 minutes after the hour. When we come back, we're going to hear from Pete Carroll, Bruce Irvin, and talk about the Mariners. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, my name is Manuel Navarro, Chief Operating Officer at Columbia Valley Community Health. Patient safety is our top priority, including providing care that just can't wait. With enhanced safety precautions, we want to ensure you that we're able to continue providing safe and efficient in-person care at our clinic. From in-car check-in, ongoing screening, immediate rooming, your family can get the safe care that they deserve here at Columbia Valley Community Health.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
Good to see you again, 15 minutes after the hour. Let's talk sports. Seahawks just 20 days away from their first game of the regular season. They'll be in Atlanta. Preparations continuing, of course, without preseason games, so it's crucial to make every moment count, and that was the case on Saturday with their mock game at CenturyLink Field. Here's Pete Carroll.
Well, the first takeaway was we did all the pregame stuff and got all that ironed out. We know what we're doing, so it's an experience. We put check that box. The rhythm of changing offense to defense and kicking game and all that stuff that happens in a game, we got all that experience too. That worked out fine. So going to the stadium and getting ready and starting the routines that the guys have to get in so that they're ready to perform on game day is underway. We made progress. We did a really nice job of pass protecting in the game. It allowed us to convert. We hit all our third downs, which was great. We didn't get to see as many guys as we like to see, and unfortunately because of the reps. But so the game kind of mechanics and all that is under our belt now. That was a really good start for all that.
Seahawks are going to hold another mock game tomorrow at CenturyLink Field, and Coach Carroll says they're really trying to figure out the correct level of noise production.
Everything's in consideration right now, and so we played. We in pregame we had it at different levels. In the game we kept it at one particular level, and there is consideration for both sides. You don't want to hinder your offense on your home court. And so. So we have to figure out how that's going to fit best. And so this is really an important experience on Wednesday to go in that regard. To try to figure that out, because we won't get another opportunity like that. So we'll answer it after that.
Now the NFL has told its teams it will allow pre-produced crowd noise piped into the stadium, but once the audio level is set, you can't turn it up or turn it down. As the team adjusts to the lack of preseason games, the entire world is an adjustment for rookies trying to claim their spot on the roster. Carroll says first-round draft pick Jordan Brooks is coming along with his battle with KJ Wright to start at linebacker.
I think he had about 23 plays or right there, 23, somewhere in there. So he had a chance to play some and a couple good breaks and good chases, and he lined up some good hits that we didn't allow him to take. But he's showing that he's comfortable with the position. He's comfortable with the parameters of the position. So he's in a good spot. And KJ's done well too. So they're both just battling. Obviously KJ's a long ways ahead in terms of knowledge, information, recognition, and ability to communicate and help other guys. So it's just kind of a race for Jordan to keep battling and just keep getting better. And he looks really capable. And so we'll just see what happens. Just wait it out.
Former first-round pick Bruce Irvin is a happy camper now that he's back in Seattle. He admits the adage of not knowing what you have until it's gone is true.
This is a very special place, and it took me to leave here to really notice that. I was a young guy who, when I was here, I would say, man, I wonder how it is on another team. And Mo Kelly would always tell me, the grass isn't always greener. And when I got to other teams, I really realized that, that it's really a good situation over here. And, guys hold each other accountable. They hold themselves accountable. And, that's what you want. Each guy believing in one goal, being connected, and trying to get this thing accomplished, man, and bring another trophy back to Seattle.
Irvin is in his 9th year in the NFL, says his role has changed for the Seahawks since he was first drafted back in 2012. He says he's gone from being a quiet rookie to a vocal leader.
The game for me is just a lot slower. This is my 9th year. I see and recognize certain things a lot faster than I would when I was here before. Obviously, I'm older. I'm in a totally different role from when I was here the first time. More of a leadership role. They call me OG in the locker room, so I gotta get used to that, man. when I was here, I was calling Big Red and Clem and all those guys OG. Now you got Jamal Adams and, you know, those type of guys calling me OG. I'm like, dang, am I really old? Am I really old though? I just don't get it. But, you know, it is what it is. It's been great so far, and I'm just, like I said, I'm happy to be back.
For you Seahawks fans, once again, you can watch live coverage of training camp from the VMAC at 1 o'clock on Q13 KCPQ, or you can go to the Seahawks website and check it out yourself. Day off for the Mariners on Monday. They're in beautiful San Diego, California for the first of 3 games against the Padres. Seattle will send Marco Gonzalez to the mound, who has a 2-2 record, a 3.34 earned run average. San Diego will go with Chris Paddock. He's also 2-2. His ERA is 4.26. The Mariners are 11-19 on the season at the halfway mark. San Diego features one of the hottest phenoms in baseball, Fernando Tatis Jr. He leads the majors with 12 home runs. The Padres are 4 games back of the Dodgers. In the National League West, the Dodgers have the best record in baseball. San Diego comes in tonight's game, 18-12. First pitch at 6:10. You can watch it on Root Sports or listen to it locally on AM 900 KKRT. And hey, good news, the Mariners are no longer in last place. In the American League West, to the Les Schwab scoreboard we go. Lance Lynn threw 6 solid innings. At 8 strikeouts, he improves to 4-0. Texas edged Oakland 3-2. And in Houston, Framber Valdez struck out 11 over 7 innings to lead the Astros over the Angels 11-4. Alex Correa drove in 3 runs. Houston gains ground in Oakland in the AL West, and the Angels are now in the cellar. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Tuesday. I had 5 obscure holidays to choose from. Today is National Park Service Founders Day because the National Park Service was founded on this day back in 1916. Today is National Whiskey Sour Day. No thank you. Today is National Kiss and Makeup Day. Today is National Secondhand Wardrobe Day. We're not doing any of those. No, it's banana splits. Yes. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4. All bananas make a bunch and so do many more. You know what? That's the wrong slide. That's the banana splits I was referring to. I loved the banana splits when I was a kid. It was one of my favorite Saturday morning shows, the Banana Splits Adventure Hour, featuring the legendary banana splits, Flegel, Bingo, Drooper, and Snork. Of course, the Banana Splits were united a couple of years ago, very emotional concert tour, including longtime holdout Snork, who agreed to rejoin the band. But we're going to talk about the Banana Splits, as in the banana split. 3 scoops of ice cream, fudge, a little whipped cream. Take a banana, split it in half, add a cherry. Believe it or not, the original banana split wasn't invented in an ice cream parlor. It was in a pharmacy. David Evans Strickler. If you like banana splits, this is the guy you want to thank. He was an apprentice, a pharmacist's apprentice. He enjoyed playing around at the soda fountain when he wasn't working, and so he came up with the banana splits. Luckily, it was a college town that he was living and working in, and the college students loved it. And it was only 10 cents, but believe it or not, 10 cents back in 1904 was a lot of money. Yeah, the banana splits. 4 banana, 3 banana, 2 banana, 1. All bananas playing in the bright light sun. If I sing anymore, we got to pay. Don't want to do that. The Tra-La-La song, ladies and gentlemen, is phenomenal. Hey, da-da-da-da-da. Francis Freed, August 25th, 1944, 76 years ago today, Paris is liberated. France wasn't quite free yet. They had some work to do there, but Paris liberated by the Allies. Charles de Gaulle and the Free French wanted to go get them. And Ike and Omar Bradley said, well, we're not ready yet. And he said, well, if you don't go and get Paris, I'm going to. And so they went ahead and did it anyway. The Nazi general in charge of Paris was told specifically by Adolf Hitler, if there was any chance at all that Paris would fall to the Allies, your instructions are to burn Paris to the ground and destroy it, the City of Light. He thought better of it and said, no, Adolf, I ain't going to do that. And he didn't. And Paris was liberated by the Allies, August 25th, 1944. You've probably heard of the John Birch Society, the far-right group, named after John Birch, who died on this day. 10 days after the end of World War II, John Birch he got caught by some Chinese Communist Party members, and the Communist Party member, they had a confrontation, and John Birch, who was known by his commanding officers being a bit of a hothead, was killed, and those people on the far American right consider John Birch the first victim of the Cold War. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle, who knew Birch, said in his autobiography, John Birch himself would not have approved of having his name lended to a far-right group. He said he was an anti-communist, but not these guys. John Birch, considered by some people to be the first victim of the Cold War, died in the States 75 years ago today. And somewhere out there is Voyager 1. It's still floating around. 8 years ago on this date, August 25th, 2012, 35 years after it was launched in 1977, the Voyager 1 spacecraft entered interstellar space, became the first man-made object to do so. Where is it now? It's about 14 billion miles from Earth. It is the most distant man-made object ever from Earth, and it's still out there. They say in about 5 more years, all the batteries will simply die, and it'll just keep going. It's still out there, floating around, Voyager 1. That's a long way from home. All right, let's do birthdays. No American did more to popularize classical music in this country than the legendary Leonard Bernstein, the pianist, composer, and conductor. He wrote the music to West Side Story, in case you didn't know that. He brought classical music to national television. He had his famous young people's concerts. He was an educator, a conductor. He wrote books, and he introduced America to classical music in a way that nobody else could really do it. He was a legend in his time. Leonard Bernstein, born in the state in 1918, died at the age of 72 in 1990. Sean Connery is 90 years old today. Of course, he was the first actor to portray James Bond. He starred in 7 James Bond films. For James Bond fanatics, they considered him the definitive James Bond, and he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for The Untouchables back in 1988. Sean Connery is completely retired from acting, has been for quite some time. He is 90 years old today. We lost Regis Philbin 1 month ago today, on July 25th, at the age of 88. Regis Philbin, the great television artist and host and game show host. He holds the Guinness World Record for most hours on U.S. television. Regis Philbin, a legend. And I did the homework. If I do this show until I'm 107 years old, I will tie Regis Philbin for that record. Regis Philbin, we miss him. Born in the state in 1931. Tom Skerritt. He was in MASH, the movie MASH. Alien, of course. He was the leader of the mining group in Alien. He met his maker. The Dead Zone, Top Gun. A river runs through it. He was so good in that. Up in Smoke, the television series Picket Fences. He won some Emmy Awards. Tom Skerritt splits his time. He lives in Seattle. He spends half his time in Seattle, and he has a beautiful house in the San Juans on Lopez Island. So Tom Skerritt is a Northwesterner now. He's 87 years old today. The great Rollie Fingers is number 34, was retired by both the Athletics and the Brewers. Baseball Hall of Fame, 1992. Known, of course, for his handlebar mustache. When he was released by the Brewers at the end of the 1985 season, Pete Rose invited him to join the Reds and sign as a free agent for the 1986 season. But the Reds had a policy, absolutely no facial hair, and the owner of the Reds said, "We'll sign Rollie Fingers, but he has to shave the mustache." And Rollie said, "No, I want to keep the mustache." So he retired from baseball. Rollie Fingers, 74 years old today. Chaim Witz celebrates their birthday today. You know him as Gene Simmons. Yeah, he's Israeli. He was born in Israel. Gene Simmons, the bassist and singer of Kiss, 71 years old today. Happy birthday, Chaim. And Rachel Ray is 52 years old today. What a great success story. She worked at a grocery store, and she kept running into people who just didn't know how to make a good meal in 30 minutes. And so at this grocery store, she started teaching this class on how to make meals in less than 30 minutes. And she caught the attention of WKGB, the local CBS affiliate in Massachusetts, and they said, "Can you appear on our show once a week to show how you make your 30-minute meals?" And that led to public radio, which led to Today's Show, which led to the Food Network, and now she has her own show. Rachel Ray, 52 years old today. Going to take a break. Mike McKnighty's got an opinion And then, because tomorrow is the first day of school for the local school districts, we're going to replay my interview with Dr. Paul Gordon, the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. That's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
As you all know, our community is suffering under the weight of this global pandemic.
We are collaborating with regional healthcare providers and community leaders to collect accurate information on the number of COVID-19 infections in our region in order to meet the requirements for reopening.
To collect this information, we need community members to volunteer to be tested for COVID-19.
Data from these tests are vital to getting our region's businesses open again and helping us manage future spikes in infection, protecting our community members while also keeping the economy open.
Testing is voluntary and results are completely confidential. Look for more information about this testing in your mailbox.
We value your individual health and the health of our communities. Thank you for doing your part to keep us healthy and resilient.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Integrative Chiropractic Clinic and Rehab now offers more services. If you've been injured on the job, in an auto accident, have a sports injury, call today and try his wraparound services. Latimer Chiropractic Clinic has added a physician's assistant and a naturopath to their medical lineup. From needing stress relief from a busy life to looking at core health issues, stop by Latimer's Integrative Chiropractic Clinic on Mission, where they are committed to doing more so you can too.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
No calories, no sweeteners, all smiles. Bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. I've been reading a book by Roman Catholic theologian Richard Rohr. Now, I have to say, I do think a lot of Rohr's questions and the theological dilemmas he faces would be clear to him if he was married, had a wife, and had kids. Okay, now no disrespect to the Roman Catholic Church, but both of the mysteries and meaning of life and questions and stuff like that, they might have been made clear to me simply because I'm married and I have a family. Now, learning to live and get along with someone else, particularly as someone who is as different and wonderful as Rosie is for me, has caused me to grow and change in ways I otherwise never would have. That's pretty simple, actually. If the Roman Catholic Church would just let their priests get married and have kids, they'd understand our life a whole lot better. I mean, just like you and me. Well, that is, if you're not a Catholic priest anyway. Well, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
When you think of Doghouse Motorsports, you might think of motorcycles, but there's a lot more in this house. How about Honda power equipment? From snowblowers to lawnmowers to generators and even water pumps, Honda is the brand that sets the standards. Perhaps you need an ATV or UTV. The Doghouse has the largest selection anywhere. Did we mention watercraft and snowmobiles? And of course, we have motorcycles too. Back it up with terrific customer service and you have Wenatchee's best motorsports store 5 years running. Isn't it time for you to be in the Doghouse?
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local sports broadcasts. They've been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, risks, and accomplishments. At JDSA Law, they salute our local athletes and wish them well on another excellent season of competition.
Building. It's in our blood. Building something out of nothing. It takes heart, grit, and hard work. At One Way Construction, our crew is our family. With decades of contracting experience and our in-house design team, we bring a unique perspective to building. We know that if we work together, we are capable of reaching heights that are impossible to reach alone. The possibilities are endless.
And we are back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Change is inevitable in whatever we do in our daily lives. That certainly is the case in the world of education. Just a couple of weeks ago, Dr. Paul Gordon, the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District, was on this program to talk about how they're cranking up for the new school year with all of the changes going on because of COVID-19. Well, things have changed just in the last couple of weeks from Paul's previous visit, so we thought we better keep everybody in the loop, especially you parents out there. If there's any significant audience that we really want to aim this conversation at, it's you parents whose kids are getting ready to go back to school on the 26th of August. And back to give me an update is the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District, Dr. Paul Gordon. Good to see you again.
Dan, thank you so much, and great to see you.
Again, sorry about the circumstances. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, but well, let's start with this. First of all, teachers this week back in the classroom getting ready for the upcoming school year. Normally they're putting up posters and decorating, and what are they doing now to get ready for an online education coming up on August 26th as they get their classrooms prepped?
You know, they're back. They joined us on Monday, and they're in a lot of professional development sessions, all geared to the online virtual school that they'll be teaching. So they may not be doing the physical bulletin board, but they are trying to create their virtual classroom. Mm-hmm. We have a new learning management system, Canvas. It's kind of our one-stop shopping place for students and parents. So they're working through that and making sure that it is ready to go based off of each of their courses from an elementary, middle, or high school, and really trying to make it very user-friendly, and that's been our key. And what we heard from our focus groups, we have to have more consistency, more structure from that level as well. So that's what our teachers are working on right now. But being honest, there's a lot of stress. Our teachers are under a lot of stress because one, they're incredible professionals, and that means they want to do everything at a high level. And August 26th is coming right around the corner. So they're working diligently to ensure that their courses, their virtual courses, look good and are ready for students.
A lot of new teachers this year. There was a significant turnover, almost all of them because of retirement, which is always good.
Yes.
But you got a whole new slew of teachers coming in at all grade levels. How does a parent get to know their kid's new teacher, their new homeroom teacher, without saying in person like you and I? How does that work?
So we're excited to for our Launch to Learn week, which starts August 26th, and it really is that opportunity either virtually at our secondary level or in some cases at the elementary in person. Again, it'd be the teacher, parent, student coming in, masked up, socially distanced. But in either format, it's an opportunity for our students and our staff and our parents to start building those relationships. And we know that's foundation to education, and what we do is that's it. If we don't have a great relationship and building on that, all the other pieces to education, quite honestly, are a huge struggle. When I don't know who you are as a human and how I interact, So that's where we're starting. We're starting at a foundational level of getting to know our students, getting to know our parents. And then it's an opportunity for our teachers to kind of talk about those routines, how to log into Canvas, because this is new to our parents and our students too. So it's a nice opportunity for our teachers to just spend a little bit of time doing that work. And that's going to look a little bit different from elementary, middle, and high school. At the elementary, we're scheduling, it's going to feel more like conferences. So teachers are reaching out to the parent and saying, hey, let's schedule a time. And it's a pretty good chunk of time to be able to sit with the teachers. So you're going to be hearing from our teachers. If you haven't already, those calls have already started to be made and schedules are being built. At the middle and high school, they're running their typical schedule. But again, it's more of an opportunity to really engage with the students, really have an opportunity to hear from parents at the middle school. High school really leaned into connecting with the student specifically. But we've set aside a whole week where it's about relationships and routines.
Well, and we all know routines are terribly important, especially to the younger kids. But you bring up an interesting point, Paul. How does scheduling work? I mean, we'll start with maybe like the high school. This is your schedule, and this is the time you have between classes to make it from this wing to this wing. How does that work in an online environment when you have a schedule?
Yeah, no, great question. So the high school, we're going to mirror the new high school schedule. So our start and end times are just like they would be if you were coming in person.
So there'll be late start on Monday, for instance?
It will be a late start on Monday. So all of those pieces are similar. And during that late start on Monday, it's such an important time for our educators and our staff to be able to come together and really think deeply about how are we engaging our students, the instructional side of things, really honing in on our practices. The Tuesday through Thursday schedule is going to, again, mirror that normal Tuesday through Friday schedule. And what that will look like is a first period where teachers are checking and connecting with their students, just doing attendance. Attendance is required. Our students must be checking in. They need to attend their class. It's virtual, but you have to check in. So teachers will do the attendance. They will check in on the homework. Again, it's going to feel very similar. Teachers will deliver their direct instruction, kind of their mini lesson, where students will be engaged, ask questions. Teachers will then assign the work. We need you to read this chapter or do this work. And then at times, the teacher will, and there'll be a time for students to do that work. But there'll also be a time for teachers to put students into small groups. While others are working on their assignments, teacher may pull Paul and Dan in to say, hey, let's think a little bit differently about how you're approaching this work. And then at the end of the class, there'll be assessments, opportunities for students to show their learning and their progression, and an opportunity for teachers to, again, check and connect with our students as they finish that class. Our passing periods at the high school are going to be a little bit longer. Okay. Allow kids to be able to kind of do their thing, get up, move around. Because the thing that we even talked about last time is we're not looking for our students to be on Zoom all day long. There's going to be that direct instruction. There's going to be small group time. But there's also going to be a lot of time where the computer's shut and I'm working, I'm reading, I'm doing my math, I'm doing my science or my PE or whatever course I'm in.
Talk about this learning management system called Canvas.
Yeah.
What exactly, give me Canvas 101, Paul.
Canvas 101, the easiest way to think about it is a home page for our teachers. So we're gonna put up there all the information that we need. Here's if I'm a 9th grade student, I'm gonna have my 4 courses. So just making this up, my first class is PE. My first course you'll see is my physical education course. I will log into that, and it will give me all the pieces that I need. Again, it will be very similar to what I just talked about. You'll log in, you'll be able to see your classmates, you'll be able to see your students. But Canvas will also host the assignments, the units, all the information you need. If a teacher is giving a video recording, It's going to be right in there, and students will link on that to say, oh, that's how I do it. Assignments will be in there. So it literally is your home page to access information for that course.
I guess it seems like kind of funny. I talk to the people at the Apple STEM Network all the time, Dr. Sue Kane, and Pete Phillips, and the wonderful work that they do. And they're always stressing science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM, STEM, STEM. There's probably going to be some kids who are going to come out of this going, I think I'm learning computers now that I didn't. I mean, as long as it pointed, clicked, and worked, what do I care? But maybe they're going to start learning about how codes work, how computers actually work.
Absolutely.
So there's maybe some good stuff out of this.
I think there's a lot of great things that are going to come out of that, and we recognize that some of our students really thrive in this environment, and being able to understand technology at a higher level will be another silver lining through this. And it is a piece that we have to look at, are finding those silver linings. Again, we all wish we were back in person. But this is where we're at, and we're going to do an outstanding job, just because I know our teachers and I know our principals, and they're going to bring it each and every day.
This is going to sound like a super silly question, but what about lunch?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's the thing that I haven't missed a whole lot of lately. The lunch for us, our lunches will be available at each of the schools between 11 and 1. Parents can go down, get the lunches for their students, or students can go down and get their lunches and be able to have a high quality breakfast and lunch within their grab and go, or have lunch at home, or whatever they need to do. But there is a time for our students to kind of decompress, have that lunch, have a school lunch or a home-based lunch, and enjoy some downtime.
Speaking of downtime, there are any number of people and departments in the Wenatchee School District that aren't directly related to the education of your students. I'll just bring up like custodial staff, and things like that. What are they going to do? They're not going to have hallways to clean and vacuum, and what's happening there?
Yeah, we are literally all hands on deck right now. And what I said on opening day to our staff is, one, everyone in our organization matters, and you matter to the outcome for our students. But some of your roles are going to look different. They just are in the world that we're in. And we may need some support helping, just overseeing groups of students when we're able to move students back in. But we are going to have, your example of custodians, we are going to have teachers in the building. We're going to have to make sure that we're deep cleaning. Not all of our teachers are going to be in our building each and every day. We're really trying to be real respectful for everybody making these hard decisions. Do I want to be back in the building? We're recommending that, our teachers are in at least 2 days a week. But we also know that there are many staff members who have other life circumstances going on. So we're trying as best as we can to accommodate each person's needs. But we also recognize that most of our staff want to be back in our buildings because they have all their teaching tools. It's just an organized way to be able to deliver their instruction.
What about it's a big umbrella, but I'm going to open the umbrella up anyway. Extracurricular activities as a whole. You don't need to address athletics at the high school level, Paul. We know what's going on there, how they've shifted that season around and how things are going to be different. But what about just general extracurricular activities all the way from K through middle school? Where does that fall into the line?
Right now, it's going to take a little bit of a pause. Our teachers, our staff are, quite honestly, highly stressed right now, just trying to get their courses up and running. I think by somewhere in that October, November, that's a piece that we're going to come back to and really think about. So one of the things we know is students being engaged. And sometimes those are those extracurricular activities that you bring up, Dan, that are the kind of the lifeline for many students to continue to be engaged in school. So they need those clubs. They need those extra
music and stuff like that.
All those pieces. Now, during the school day, we're going to have our normal electives and specials courses. We're going to have our music, our PE, because we know how valuable those are to our students. Anything outside of the school day, we're going to bring those back in, hopefully a little bit later on. But the PE, the music, the arts, all of those pieces, if that's in your child's schedule, it will be there.
Our parents, I'm certainly, at least the parents that I know, are a little concerned about they understand that this is the way it has to be until we can get to those magic numbers. We're going to talk about those numbers in just a little bit. Is there some concern from parents, and I know there is, that Johnny is going to spend all day of his school day staring at a screen? I mean, he plays video games and watches TV in his free time, and now during his actual school day, he's staring at a screen again. I mean, that's a lot of work on the eyeballs.
It is a lot of work on the eyeballs, and it's our new reality right now. We're being very thoughtful and cognizant of the amount of time our students are spending on the computer. One of the things that we did here for our parents was more structure. More structure looks like what we talked about. There's going to be these class periods that replicate a school day, but there are going to be many opportunities where the students can be able to close down the computer, do the work, and then re-engage with the class. But let's be honest, this is where we're at.
Yeah.
There is going to be more screen time than in a typical school environment. This is the way we engage. This is the way we build relationships. This is the way we're teaching right now. I wish, as like you said, we're going to talk about the numbers. Once those numbers get to an acceptable range, we want to be back in more than anyone else.
Do kids have their own devices checked out by the school? They say, hey, we don't need one. Johnny already has a laptop. You can give it to somebody who doesn't need one. How's the device checking out, keeping thing working out?
So one of the things, a wise decision we made last spring was not to collect all of our technology back. So if students have the technology that we were checked out to last year, keep that, use that. I need every parent, student to check their school's website and check out when are we going to do the technology checking out period for each of the schools. It's going to be really critical that each student have the necessary technology to be able to connect. So every school has a plan to be able to support their students at a different time and space. So our websites are all up to date. All the school websites are up to date. They have the daily school schedule. They have the technology checkout dates. At the elementary, we also are going to start with packets, really intentional, rigorous packets that we will be collecting back and checking work during that smart restart or during our launch to learning for our parents as they're engaged into more of that conference. But we have to support our students with the technology, so we're going to be there. We're also continuing to work on more internet connectivity options for our parents because that's still an issue for us.
The numbers, we promised we'd get to it.
Yeah.
So as of this morning, as I checked, and I'm just going to do Chelan County because that's where the Wenatchee School District is located in. We are at 495 cases as of this morning per 100,000 population over the last 2 weeks. The magic number is 75. That's just to begin a hybrid thing, and the lower the number, the more kids will be able to go back to school in class in the traditional school setting. 495 per 100,000. That seems like that's a heck of a ladder to climb, Paul.
Yeah, it really is. I check those numbers like you do daily, hoping that we can start seeing a decline, and we have. I think last time we were somewhere around the 550 range.
Yep, something like that.
So we're starting to see a dip. Again, I'm going to be where I was at last time. We have to all mask up. We have to create this atmosphere where this is what we do right now. Because, again, we want our students back in. But as Dan said, those numbers, 75, quite honestly, seems like such a long ways away still.
But there are counties and school districts and health districts that are making those inroads, and they're going to be able to get into that hybrid mode at that 75 per 100,000 cases over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They're going to get there probably ahead of us, but they're going to get there. So it's a goal. It's a community goal that everybody needs to be a part of.
That's exactly it, Dan. I think you said it beautifully. This is a community goal. If we want to be able to reopen our schools, get our students all back into our schools, we have to embrace this together. This is a partnership.
Quick note for you kids out there, if you're not doing your homework, they're going to find out about it, all right? This isn't an extended summer vacation. Paul, I did this to you last time you were here a couple of weeks ago. I will give you the final word, Paul Gordon, to whomever you want to address as school begins on the 26th day of August, less than a week away. Paul, it's all yours.
Thanks, Dan. We are so excited to welcome our students back on August 26th. I'm really proud of every one of our staff members for the work that they've been doing over the summer and in this past week. So they're prepared for our students and our families when we return next week. What I would ask is to continue giving our staff some grace, give us feedback, but recognizing this too is a change for our teachers, and the work that they're doing is incredibly important. So they're trying to be as diligent as possible in ensuring that every T is crossed and every I is dotted. But it's not going to be perfect out of the gate, but it will continue to grow and continue to get better. We want to hear from you. We want to continue making this a better opportunity for each and every one of our students. And that's been my promise all along, is that this is going to be a more rigorous, structured, and consistent learning environment than we had in the spring. And I know, because I know our staff, they're going to be able to hit that promise and go way above and beyond what I've laid out as our expectations for the Wenatchee School District. Thank you.
Dr. Paul Gordon, the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District, again, 75 per 100,000 gets to hybrid. 25 is more, 20 is more still. We can do it. Let's do it. Paul, it's good to see you. Please don't be a stranger. Come by anytime you want.
Dan, thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're welcome. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I do's to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
What a beautiful morning. Sunshine, 65 degrees. We got some good weather coming your way. Thank you, Mother Nature. We appreciate it. Here's your forecast. One more time. Let's see. Sunny and 86, sunny and 88, sunny and 87, sunny and 90. Sunny and 86, little cool down on Sunday and Monday, and that's really about it. So it's going to be dry, it's going to be warm, it's going to be pleasant, nice light breeze. Maybe a skosh on the windy side on Saturday, and certainly considerably cooler on Sunday. For many people, that's just about perfect, nice and comfortable weather there. Basically, we're under the influence of a ridge of high pressure. It's not strong, it's not a dome, but yet it's strong enough to keep any kind of inclement weather away from the Pacific Northwest, and it's going to be sunny and nice really everywhere all over the Northwest. Not here in eastern Washington, but also off to Idaho and western Montana, and the Puget Sound area is in for a beautiful stretch of weather, and this is about as good as it can get. Sunny and warm, but not hot. But you notice as we continue to lose more and more daylight each day, Those overnight lows are going to be getting down into the 50s by the time we bid adieu to August and welcome September. That is it for us. I want everybody to go out and make it a safe and fun Tuesday. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.